I'm not just gonna stand here and wait. I wanna just decide what is to be my fate. Alone all by myself, I'm not just gonna stay here and wait.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Vertical World. We are vertically streaming here on YouTube. Not sure how it's coming out on Twitter and Facebook, but hey, how you doing today, Verbo?
I'm excellent. I'm excited to do our new format and see how much everybody hates it.
Yes, so far even Rose hates it. So hey, yay, we're totally having having fun here. This is our first day, so we are experimenting with the format, and we are trying to get through this. So any feedback is going to help as we put things together. I've only had a day with the format, so yeah. Looks like I'm playing on a DS. Okay, well, we're the Super Corgi. Hey, True Yorker, and hey, everybody else.
Sweet
We're
bean.
gonna dive right into Gia hating everything. But Gia, you hate everything. So I can't use chat without covering the whole screen. Well, that's not me. That's YouTube. That's YouTube. So let's add this to stage and get to the drubbing we'll get from our wonderful guest today. Good morning and welcome to the 4th edition of the Auditing and Sandy Newscast. I'm Jim Finch and I'm going to be taking you through stories on Jose Chili de Castro, Aiden Turtleboy Kearney, and Craig Dr. Love Muffin Hendry, along with a look at the GoFundMe market. Today's a lovely day in north central Pennsylvania. It's summer here and I'm observing from my hermetically sealed office as people walk hand in hand with their dogs, take loving walks with the bears and raccoons, and of course have picnics in the park like the Starks from Iron Man. I wouldn't know, of course, as I'm sealed away from the world with the worst allergies known to man and an attitude to go with it. Love, joy, happiness, and soul-crushing alone time. It's what every boy dreams of. But at least I still have the internet. You wonderful people are going to keep me company as we discover the true meaning of Christmas today. On that note, let's start with GoFundMe, De Castro return does not spark market. Jose Chile de Castro's release from the Clark County, Nevada Detention Center did not revive the market, as again, only our ongoing expenses fund saw gains on Thursday with a donation of $10. A correction before we go further, yesterday's graphic that we presented with the report was wrong, showing gains of $20 instead of $10 to our fund. It was a simple typo and did not impact our overall hijacking of the column, but needs needs to be corrected for those who actually follow our financial reporting. Financial followers ready? Okay, let's start again with the bad news. The long-anticipated return of Jose Chile de Castro flopped, and flopped hard on Thursday. There were no gains in any of the auditing-related campaigns we follow, including de Castro's 3 active campaigns. The financial reporter in us, yes, stop laughing at that designation, notes that this was expected based on de Castro's decisions once he got out of jail. Despite the incredible performance of Michael Eline's vertical stream the other night, with 165,000 viewers and still climbing, de Castro only released a day-old video, a short featuring recycled footage, and a community post to indicate that he was indeed out of jail. No lives, no current footage, no verbal statement, no promotion of his financial distress or his crowdfunding campaigns. Nothing at all to take advantage of the actual outpouring of interest in his release. In this climate, day 1 is the day for donations and the day for the outpouring of interest in the case. Day 2 or 3 might pop big numbers, but we're already seeing interest fading as the old de Castro hasn't returned, and fans looking for a live statement and to open their pocketbooks to the cause are already spending that money elsewhere. It was a mistake not to go live and a mistake not to promote his crowdfunding campaigns. He's desperately in need of an influx of funding, and a day 1 pop from those viewers who hate the police and want to punish the system that wrongfully incarcerated de Castro would have brought huge numbers of views and donations. We'll go into his vain reasoning in another column, but for now it was a financial mistake to skip a day 1 statement of some sort. He still will get a big pop of numbers when he does go live, but not on the level he would have had if he had gone live the first day. As de Castro goes, so does the market. With nothing to spark the market and bring interest to the campaigns of everyone else, there's not much for me to talk about. Even de Castro's recent gains with 3 wins in a row, showing that there is life out there, have ended with 2 days of no donations or even passing interest in his fundraising efforts. You can't catch donors without promoting your URLs and doing some basic pitching of your products. He knows this. He was an ad executive for dozens of hundreds of Santa Claus years in New York City. Not striking when the iron was hot was a mistake, and it's unclear what the market will do now without his return to propel the industry. As always, if you'd like us to keep reporting new stories every day, we do have a GoFundMe of our own. All proceeds go to keep the lights on, eating, and writing new stories to feature here and on reallycoolsite.org. Please note, for those who follow our animal support campaign for feral cats and domestic cats on the property, we're in flea season again. We're asking for help with obtaining donations of Cheristin for cats. It's the only treatment we've tried that works with the breed of fleas up here, but it's expensive. It doubles as a once-a-month antihistamine treatment for one of the older cats with ongoing respiratory problems, so even outside of flea season, we need access to it. If you can help, please visit our Amazon registry page. Links will be posted on our Discord server. We're also looking for help for paying our Pacer bill, which is coming up next month. Due to inactivity in a lot of cases we follow, it won't be as expensive as last quarter, where it was over $200, but it is an added cost of reporting and something we still do need help with. This channel is inching towards level 1 monetization, and we're doing our darndest to do what the auditors haven't done and capitalize on the real interest in de Castro's return and other big events to make the move forward, to hopefully be able to sustain ourselves. Thank you to all of you for your support, especially our mad hate donor who makes sure that this article is produced every day. We're getting there. If we fail and we have to go back to a real job in the real world, we will. But we won't fail without a fight. Henry confronts South Whitley. Okay, I didn't put the pauses in like the last one. Okay, we understand there's problems with the chat and the text at the bottom. It will be changed tomorrow. This is still an experiment after all. And we are going to try it at least one more day. What do you think, Verbo?
About the stream or about Chile?
A little of both.
Well, both. Well, I think so far the audience is not into the vertical streaming, but that's okay. Format stuff's no big deal. It's small adjustments. I do agree that Chili did miss striking while the iron was hot, but I do think that Chili gave us a small glimpse into the fact that he is a human being, and he was struggling. He struggled coming back out a little bit, which is I think a pretty typical experience. And I think it was nice to see him go behave like a human for a minute, even though it
I'm
was.
still I'm still getting over the concept of Chili being human. That's just a little
Well, I mean,
beyond me right now.
he doesn't lean into it very often, but he showed a little bit of vulnerability. He came out of jail and he was struggling a little bit, and that's pretty normal. That's pretty normal.
Aye, aye, aye. Well, we are going to be moving some stuff around on the screen come tomorrow. Again, this is just an experiment with our first live chat. Everything, of course, is going to keep me busy for the next couple of days. But let's get on to the next story of Craig Hendry. Or what did I call him? Captain Muffintop?
I think so.
What
Yeah.
was it? Something like that. All I know is the text is making me laugh because this is all auto-generated text. So I've had to teach it all day. And the one that I didn't catch on that last story was DeCastro, it put as the cash flow. And I'm thinking Parsons is going to start screaming about the cash flow grift. The cash flow grift.
Oh, I want one of Rose's cookies.
Yeah, she better send me some. But yeah, this has come together very quickly today with not a lot of testing. So this is a live test, folks. We're a live test in the vertical streaming format, and we'll have a lot of work to do for tomorrow, but we'll make it. Well, I'll find a format that actually works.
Confronts South Whitley City Council. YouTuber Craig Hendry's latest video is making headlines as he confronted the City Council after the South Whitley Police Department archived its Facebook page following outrage over the handling of the case of Vivian Augustus. According to a report by WBOI News Morning Edition's Rebecca Green, South Whitley Police Officer Brian Schimmel was fired from the police force in April following the release of a video from a January traffic stop. In that video, he pulled over Augustus. The officer is seen reaching into the car and unbuckling Augustus's seatbelt and pulling her out of the car with force and throwing the teenager to the ground. Augustus was charged with speeding and refusing to provide her driver's license to the officer. The decision to drop the charges against Augustus was announced on the same day as Schimmel was released from the police force. The civil rights attorney channel on YouTube covered the case, which brought major increases to the traffic of the South Whitley Police Department's Facebook page, resulting in the page being shut down. Hendry addressed the 3 city council members that were present at the meeting and demanded to know why there was an initial statement from the council that the officer did not commit a fireable offense. The city attorney explained that the statement was truthful, as under Indiana law, the officer did nothing wrong, and the city attorney advised the city council not to provide a comment to Hendry. The YouTuber got a statement from City Council member Brock Watterson, who said that he did not agree with the law and the training that the police were receiving out of the academy. Watterson directed Hendry to the state legislature to change the law that initially prevented Schimmel from being fired from the police force. Henry's summation was that the City Council was allowing the state to prevent them from taking action where needed, and they needed to do more to stand up in order to do what was right in future cases. The return of Jose Chili de Castro.
Whoops.
Fans of Jose Chili de Castro were left in the lurch as they expected live stream following it.
Yeah, see, it went from too long with the 10 seconds to none at all
Way too
today. Way too short. So the last story with Hendry, yeah. Hendry, it was a weird story because Hendry actually went to the city council months after this incident happened. Months after the officer had been fired. Months after they've dropped the tickets. I mean, this happened in April. It's now July. He
Right.
walked into the city council meeting, refused to give his name, then started schmoozing with everybody. And what was the point when the change he wanted was already granted?
Attention?
I don't know. I mean, he
They
gave his
all.
swarmy little end speech, but that was about
Ooh.
it. They were nice to him. They listened to him. They even shook his hand.
Well, I bet that's not what he was anticipating. It seems like a lot of these people need attention and they don't understand the difference between positive and negative attention. They'll take it any way it comes. And so they set up these circumstances where they're almost guaranteed to have a negative interaction. And it's probably pretty disconcerting and like unbased for them to walk into a situation like that where they're just treated like a person, regardless of their behavior.
And speaking of treating like a person, hello, Facebook Fonda, Facebook Karen, and Facebook Jared. Nice to
Hello,
have you out
Facebook
there
and
on our.
Twitter.
Hey, yes, nice to have you all out here on our craziest day ever. Oh, Lord. We'll get through this. I'll make the changes. You know, my blood pressure's
Fine.
through the roof right now, knowing that I can't change anything
Oh, well,
until
it's alright.
afterwards.
It's alright.
That initially prevented Schimmel from being fired from the police force. Henry's summation was that the city council was allowing the state. DeCastro claimed in the address, who said that he did not agree with the law and the training that the police were receiving gave into
Come
vanity
on.
and personal. That
There
initially
we go.
prevented
I got the
Schimmel
right
from being
one.
fired from the police force. Henry's summation was that the city council was allowing
We're
the state
just sitting
to
through it
prevent them
again,
from
damn
taking
it.
action where needed, and they needed to do more to stand up in order to do what was right in future cases. The return of Jose Chile de Castro. Fans of
See?
Jose Chile de Castro were left in the lurch as the expected live stream following his release from jail did not materialize on Thursday, as the YouTuber gave into vanity and personal time instead of making a public appearance to ease the needs of his hundreds of thousands of followers. Thursday started with the release of DeCastro's address to his fans from August 10, 2024, following his exoneration in the appeals court of charges of interfering in a traffic stop and obstructing an officer. DeCastro claimed in the address that with the overturning of the convictions, his record is now clear, and he has never been convicted of a criminal act. Anyone doing a records request of his background can easily dispute that, but DeCastro continued the claim.
Yes, I'm muted and talking to my muted microphone, so yes, the laughter is here, and let's just get through this disaster.
That he has no criminal record throughout the statement. He also claimed it would take a couple of days to return to live streaming. His later statement would make it clear he needs to get a haircut, do some workouts, and have his front tooth, which was apparently broken while in jail, fixed before he could return to on-camera work. He promised swift retribution to his enemies through the legal system, and then surprised most viewers by apologizing to the bailiff that he called a pig. He said he shamed his family and friends by calling the man a name and regretted his actions on that day. The YouTuber also made it clear that he still felt that the comment and his actions were the sole reason he was unfairly incarcerated in the Las Vegas Detention Center and would be filing suit against all involved to punish them for his unlawful detention. DeCastro released a short later in the day indicating that he had not yet been released, followed by a statement on his community page.
Yes, I'm out of the dungeon. I'm free. The sun is on my face as my young nephews are crawling on back as we splash and play in the pool. Then I have a bite of pizza, a little yogurt, and chomp on some fresh fruit. The kids have to go to wrestling practice, so I jump in my car to get my phone fixed and go buy some kombucha. As I'm waiting in for the service, I'm reading all your comments, and I'm overwhelmed with emotion, gratitude, and proud of all of you. You are seeing it correctly. I feel empowered, strong, and ready to extract the justice that must be served to that despotic, biased judge, the lying prosecutor, and JBTP, who was so sure he was gonna get away with this. We will hold them all accountable, all of them. Being released after 114 days in a dungeon is a strange shock for me. I'm a bit disoriented. I can't remember some of my passwords. My body weight composition is wicked off. I'm going through a release freedom shock that I can't describe. You all have given and done so much for me while I was caged. Forgive me for needing a couple days to get reoriented. Truly, I need 3 gym sessions, a hair fade, this tooth fixed, Charlie time, and to decompress. The pressure I've been under has been something I'll try to describe when we meet up. I'll set a live stream in the next 48 hours. Thank you for being here and supporting me. I have a few special thanks for a few I'll talk about on our reunion. We must get justice. The only thing that will do is justice. We won't stop, and we don't stop. Thank you, Chili.
We will continue to monitor DeCastro's channels for updates as they happen.
Okay, then. And I'm betcha that this one has the wrong sound on it already.
Return of Jose.
Yes, it did. Yes, I uploaded the wrong file on that one, so we're just gonna go like this. Just have my little meltdown. My little meltdown.
Hey, well, we got 37 watching on YouTube. So,
We've got 40 something, total, or it just dropped.
yeah, it did. It did by a lot.
It literally just dropped to 36. Yeah. Come see the chaos that is the first day of vertical streaming. Why the hell did it do that?
It hates you, Jim. It hates you, that's why.
Everything. Yeah, everything hates me. Here we go.
DeCastro loses. Does anything change? A little over a year ago, Kate Peter stood up to Jose Chili DeCastro on a parade ground in front of small children and humiliated him, and he got angry. That's all what this was about. Over a year, thousands of hours in YouTube time, millions of words typed defending both sides, nearly 80 grand of community money invested in one side or the other, hundreds of threats, bad actions, and overall bullshittery by everyone involved, and we have a decision. Jose Chili DeCastro failed in his attempts to silence Kate Peter out of revenge for the activities on Memorial Day 2022. This case was never about the money. While DeCastro is rapidly aging, homeless, and deluding himself into thinking he has a political future, the possible financial windfall brought by defeating Peter and one of the world's biggest tech companies in court could have set him up financially for the rest of his life, but he never seemed to be in it to win it. With a little effort and hiring of a legal team that actually knew what it was doing, DeCastro really could have pulled off something that would have changed the world. YouTube's copyright system is irreparably broken, with 51 million channels and sometimes rampant abuse of both the blatant stealing of content and the misuse of the copyright system to punish others and silence speech, including by DeCastro himself. DeCastro's case might have brought real change to the platform. But in the opinion of almost everyone but the most hardened Chili DeCastro supporter, he didn't want that. He wanted the ability to silence his critics with the ongoing punishment of Kate Peter and anyone else who would dare speak up against him at the center of his universe. He offered no allegations of wrongdoing, leaving his copyright complaint as a list of URLs that supposedly someone somewhere violated his copyright. His arguments were a mix of babblings of a constitutional law scholar, whatever that means, ChatGPT, several small houses worth of and other stimulants, and a 5-year-old saying, "I know you are, but what am I?" His stated goal was to drain Peter and the others for the rest of their lives with his lawsuits, pledging that he wouldn't give up on Peter until the end of his life. At times he sounded more like an obsessed former lover than a man with a serious constitutional question about YouTube's policies or Peter's alleged bad behavior. Even more recently, as he battled Peter and others in federal court in Massachusetts and on the state level in California, reviving his original charges of harassment and defamation in a lawsuit alleging a vast conspiracy against him, and asking the court to permanently silence Peter on the internet, his literal half-assing of court documents seem to indicate that he has no actual plan to win his court cases. To observers, it seems like he is sticking to his plan to tie up his critics in court for the rest of his life, and drain them until the court throws the case out, and then he just refiles it in another state, rinse and repeat until someone dies first. While he has added court cases against the police in Ohio and Las Vegas to his resume of future dismissed cases, and he has announced political ambitions based on his massively growing YouTube channel that's not suspicious at all in the frequency of new viewers versus the actual non-existent activity of said viewers, he has no plans to win the cases or political office. They are mere props, according to observers, in his overall goal to silence his critics. Expect no victory dances. Expect no long-winded victory speeches. Expect no apologies. Expect nothing more than the same. The loss in court on Tuesday means nothing, especially if you believe DeCastro's stated goal. He will regroup, he will appeal, he will refile if needed. He won't accept the loss. Like a bad mix of Dracula, Wile E. Coyote, and a chocolate-flavored Axe body spray wearing Dude Bro from 2006 hitting on a cashier at Hot Topic, he will be back. Oh yes, he will be back. But will he still be relevant on the second, third, fifth, or 10th time he trots out the same tired antics in court? We shall see. Well,
Okay, then. That was a good flashback to 1 year ago today when the day after Chile lost everything in the Massachusetts court case.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some of it is still ongoing.
Yes.
Bacon's been whooping.
Yeah, Bacon pretty much has got 5,000 plus 1,600 that Chile owes him so far.
Yeah, I think isn't there another one coming down the pike too?
Yeah, there is supposed to be another hearing at the end of the month, I believe.
Interesting.
Yes. And for those who are looking for the actual widescreen format of this, yes, we will still provide one. It is going up as we speak. So, it's still uploading, but it's going up. It'll be up in the next hour. So if you want to see the actual newscast, including the Turtle Boy story we accidentally skipped because I'm an idiot with rendering, hey, I've got stuff for you today. But, yeah, we're having fun. I mean, come on. You only get a first time at this once in your life, and this is our first time at vertical streaming. And, we'll be less sucky at it tomorrow. See?
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. I already know
Practice
that
makes perfect.
Yeah, I already know that the text at the bottom here has to go up where the PayPal me is right now. So you can actually see it with chat up. And I have a few other ideas for the vertical format.
Yeah, the AI is funny. I think at one point it was Jose Taylor DeCastro, I think.
Oh, God. Let's see, Taylor, Trauma. I don't know how it's getting T words from Chile. Other than I have to enunciate better because it's literally listening. This is AI and all that crap. And it's literally listening to my words when it has a transcript up in like a second as soon as I import the audio file. It's amazing. It already has everything out except for those little glitches like Taylor, Trauma, the cash flow. Yeah, so we've been trying to get all of this funny stuff fixed, but there's always tomorrow. And Pants wants to know, is Jim just vertical, or is he happy to see us? Pants.
Happy to see Rose. Happy to see Rose.
Pants. Let's close out of this. Let's hear what I have to say for the closing arguments. And then we do have a post-credit scene, and it is dedicated to Pants today. I just want to say, before we do get to that, thank you, Verbo, for being here. I wouldn't have anyone else as my first co-host since on the Vertical Stream, since you've been with us since the beginning.
Oh, I'm happy to be your guinea pig, Jim.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Let's hear what I have to say to close this thing out, do some closing credits, and then let's see that end credit scene.
Folks, how did you like dem jackalopes? We're content subject to change because we're recording this at noon Eastern, awaiting Jose Chile Castro's first live stream since being released from jail, getting his teeth fixed, getting his hair faded, and working out like a madman. It's good to be a freedom fighter, folks, but it's better to look good while you're doing it. He'll be styling and profiling in no time, and maybe, just maybe, he'll have time to see over the counter when he's reverting to his jail ways and ordering McNuggets at the local Jack-in-the-Box. Remember, kids, once you go junk, that junk stays in your trunk. So finish it, get fat, and give in to your base desires of sin, lust, craving, and a YouTube breakdown. With that, we bring you the closing credits and a long-forgotten post-credit scene. Good night, everyone!